This is the Barbecue Central Radio Show, which is recorded live each Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Barbecue Central Radio Show is being brought to you by The Barbecue Guru, the original creators of automatic pit temperature control devices, now offering 4 different models for you to choose from. Rest easy knowing that The Barbecue Guru is controlling your pit temperature so you can get on with your life. Visit bbqguru.com or call 800-288-GURU for more information. And by Fred's Music and Tasty Licks BBQ Supply, your online barbecue and grilling superstore. From cookers to grills, wood chips and chunks, and everything in between. Also be sure to try the Tasty Licks barbecue brand of rubs and sauces. Check Fred out online at tastylicksbbq.com. And by Stephen DeFranco Jewelers. Located in beautiful Willoughby, Ohio, Stephen DeFranco Jewelers is a family-owned and operated business looking to service the great folks of the barbecue and grilling world. Get free shipping and big discounts by mentioning my name and the term Barbecue Brother. Check out their inventory by visiting StephenDeFranco.com. And by Butcher Barbecue, with 30 years of experience in retail, wholesale, meat markets, food service, and customer service. Using that experience, everything they do and sell at Butcher's Barbecue comes from real-world knowledge. Check out their award-winning spices, sauces, marinades, and injections by visiting ButcherBBQ.com. Always trust your butcher. And by the Barbecue Institute. Take your barbecue to the next level with the Barbecue Institute class. Pitmaster Conrad Teddy Bear Haskins uses his years of catering and restaurant experience combined with food science and smoking secrets to help you understand how to improve your barbecue. Visit bbqinstitute.com and register for classes today. And by Barbecuer's Delight Wood Pellets, making pellets since 1994, 2/3 oak, 1/3 flavor wood, giving you that sweet, succulent smoke that you're looking for on your meat, both for grills and bullet-style smokers, and of course, in larger quantities for your pellet-fed smokers. Find them at bbqrsdelight.com.
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Welcome to the Barbecue Central Show, the show where we talk about all things that are important in the world of barbecue. From big-name interviews with competitors on the barbecue circuit, grill manufacturers and pit makers, to advice on cooking brisket ribs. You'll find it all right here on the Barbecue Central Show. Your host, Greg Rempe, is a backyard barbecue and grilling fanatic and loves to talk about his passion, which many of us share together. You can learn more about barbecue and grilling by visiting the website, thebbqcentral.com. Now, let's get in the smoke. Here's your program host, Greg Rempe.
Everybody, welcome to another edition. Hello? There we go. Gang, welcome to another edition of the Really Big Barbecue Central Show. I'm your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on a Tuesday, coming at you live and direct from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio, the barbecue capital of the North Coast. That's what we are, in case you didn't know. Just due east, just outside of downtown. That's where we are directly, but for the majority of the public that's listening tonight, if I say Cleveland, at least you have some idea where that is on the map. And the North Coast, of course, is just to the north of us, not to be redundant, which is why we call it the barbecue capital of the North Coast. What's up to everybody in the chat room tonight? Happy to have you. We are going to get loose all over the place tonight. Lots of different ground to cover. I'll get to that here in a second. If you want to jump in on the show tonight, you can do that. You can call in directly, 877-448-0433. You can also email the show at any point if you want to. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Those are the two ways to get in touch with the show. Here's what's happening in case you have not gotten the newsletter. And don't forget, we did raise the limit of newsletter potential getters. Well, we'll call it subscribers. It sounds a little bit better that way. To 1,000. So we've doubled the amount of people to get the heads up on what's happening. You can also follow me on social media outlets. I do tweet the newsletter as well. You can follow me if you're on Twitter at BBQ Central Show. And, of course, just Facebook, my name, real name, Greg and Rempe. I don't have a show page or anything like that because I want to keep it personal. 14 past the hour coming up in about 12 minutes. Harry Sue from Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue. We had him on a number of weeks ago. And, look, some of you were messaging me privately in the most private of ways saying, Harry Sue again? Yeah, Harry Sue again. Look, part of the show is competition. That's what helps the show be a repeatable product week in and week out. Somebody's always winning, but in Harry's case, nobody else is winning besides him. So if he wins every contest that I don't want to go all off to the left here, but there obviously are some events that I pigeonhole every weekend that I would like to get the winner on to bring them in and talk about how the cook went and how they felt about categories. You're a listener to the show. You understand how it works. And, of course, there was no bigger contest. Not saying that all the rest of the contests weren't big and important and all that stuff, because they all are in their own way. But the American Country Music Barbecue Throwdown, this Ronnie Cates event, Smoke on the Water, who still refuses to do my show, and I don't understand it. That was the big one. So I was going to get the winner, and it just so happens that it was Harry Sue. So we're going to talk to him about that big event and some other things as well, because we're getting a lot of influx in questions. Ask Harry this, ask Harry that. So I'll see what I can get to. 35 past the hour, Clint Cantwell, Smoke in the Eye barbecue team, smokeindeye.com, D-A, duh. Also, the acting editor for grilling.com. I don't know if Clint is in the chat room. Clint, are we going to try the video thing tonight? We never did that last night. Shined on me. Don't appreciate that in many different ways. He's got a new grilling product out. Perhaps you saw it leaked on a number of various blog outlets during the course of the end of last week into the weekend. And, of course, now bridging into the week. That is the week of the 2nd of April. Happy April, by the way. We're here in spring. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about, quite frankly, could turn the grilling world on its ear. I'm not going to say barbecue per se because, a lot of us aren't gas barbecuers, as it were. But a lot of people use propane when it comes to grilling, and we're going to talk about a very unique product that has taken really some of the best things ever about propane and smoke and woven them together in a very weave-like fashion. So we'll talk to Clint about that. 14 past the hour of 10 going into the second hour. I put on the newsletter that I sent out today at 4 o'clock. I have top men every week, and women, in the competition world, making pits, accessories, all of that stuff. And sometimes I wonder, what happens when Rod Gray and what happens when Johnny Trigg and Myron Mixon and, all these cats decide that it's time to put out the fire once and for all? Where's the next batch of interviews going to come from? Where's the next batch of competitor going to come from? We're going to be able to answer that question tonight around 14 past the hour of 10 o'clock because Brent Richardson of Slabs of Approval is going to be coming on. This is a young man who was well indoctrinated into the sport of competition barbecue pretty much probably since he's ever grown up. He's been around the Slabs, Stephanie Wilson, Kyle Laval. He's been around the likes of Steve Farron. I mean, you name it. I mean, the kid's been around. So, young man, 20 years old, what's it like to get into competition barbecue? What's it like to make a name for yourself or try to make a name, develop flavor profiles, all of that good stuff from somebody that you wouldn't typically hear that from, a youngster coming up in the ranks. So we'll talk to B. Rent, as they call him. 35 past the hour of 10, we're open, so that's going to be on you. Harry Sue coming up, Clint Cantwell, Brent Richardson, that'll round out the guests, and then, of course, it's up to you. Gang, new round of Survey Tuesday questions, and here we go. Fresh on the printer here. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Question number 1. And I'm crediting Diane Me for this one. What is your favorite meat of the 4 traditional categories? Want to hear about that. Question number 2. Who is your favorite TV chef? Now, it doesn't have to be barbecue related. Tom Emery weighing in with brisket. But just in general, who's your favorite TV chef? I have mine. Oh, do I have mine, and I love her. Credit Doug Scheiding for coming up with this one. Who's your favorite TV chef? Phil White, Guy Fieri, Phil White ribs. And question number 3 that I came up with, all on me very own. What's your guilty pleasure? Want to hear that as well. Guilty pleasure could be something that you eat, could be a TV show that you watch, could be the fact that you do mounds and mounds of cocaine. Those are your Survey Tuesday questions. Shane Draper weighing in. Ribs as the favorite barbecue meat. Alton Brown as the favorite chef. And deep beef for the guilty pleasure. Shane, what are you talking about? Let me bring you up to speed on some of the contest standings and events of this past weekend. KCBS Team of the Year standings as they sit right now. Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue sitting in top position, followed by QOW, third Little Miss Barbecue, fourth Two Men and a Grill, and fifth Tippecanoe Barbecue, Joe Beelan and the crew rounding out top 5. In the Florida Barbecue Association, which I have tried exponentially, and indubitably to try and get Dana Hillis on the show to talk a little FBA, to no avail at this point. Top 5 for FBA current team of the year. Dana Hillis himself, Big Papa's Country Kitchen number 1, Get Our Smoked number 2, Unknown Barbecue. I do have a T-shirt of theirs, by the way. I'm part of the Unknown Militia. Is number 3, Blitzkrieg Barbecue 4, and Hot Wachula's 5th. Hey-yo. All right, some results in the world of the Kansas City Barbecue Society. Benton, Kentucky, the Kiwanis Barbecue Cook-Off took place this past weekend. And it was Eat More Butt Barbecue took grand. 4 Smokin' Butts took reserve. Smokin' Teas in third. Bubba Joe's Barbecue, one of my favorite names ever, T, but Rub One Out, took 5th place. The Slidell Barbecue Challenge in Slidell, Louisiana. Grand champion 2 men, 2 old men in a grill. Reserve, Swig and Pig, Parrot Head took 3. Pit Bulls up in smoke, number 4, and BBQ took 5th. And then, of course, the ACM BBQ Throwdown took place in Vegas. 50 grand's up for grab. Slap Your Daddy, Lucky's Q took 2nd. Pork Barrel Barbecue 3rd. Left Coast Q 4th. Porky's Revenge 5th. Pigskin Barbecue 6th. Andrew's Rib Shack 7th. Cecil Smokin' Barbecue. Pellet Envy 9th. And All Hogs Go to Heaven 10th place. Congratulations to each and every one. And again, we're going to get Harry Sue coming up here in just a minute to be able to reflect on that. 877-448-0433, Greg at the BBQCentralShow.com are the 2 ways to get in touch with the show. All right, gang, let me talk to you quickly about Tasty Licks Barbecue Supply. Look, there are unsavory businesses and creeping marauders at each and every turn on the internet. I think we can all agree on that. But sometimes you're looking for a barbecue or a grilling item that just isn't stocked anywhere in your hometown or the next town over or the next town over from that even. Your options now have become limited, and you are now forced to go online to buy the item you want, or you're just going to have to go without it. Who wants that? The internet grip starts to set in. The hands start to sweat. Your neck tightens a little bit. You've been screwed on the internet purchase before, and you don't want it to happen again. After all, this is the hard-earned money that you have earned that you're going to be spending. You need to feel confident that the company you're buying from is honest and fair. Good news, folks. Let Fred Bernardo and the gang over at Tasty Licks Barbecue Supply relieve you of the internet buying stresses. Tasty Licks has one of the most complete inventories of barbecue and grilling items anywhere on the face of the earth. All the items that you see on Fred's website are in stock, and they are ready to ship to you directly. Now, are there other places on the internet that might have an item cheaper? Perhaps. But are you 100% confident that you're actually going to get the item you buy? And how long is it going to take for you to get it? All great questions that no one has the answer to with 100% assurity. That's why when you buy from Tasty Licks Barbecue Supply, the items are in the store, they ship to you promptly, and everything in the store is priced fairly. Hell, if you want to try and work out some type of side deal with Fred, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to field your call. He's in business. He's a businessman. Tasty Licks carries grills, smokers, ceramic cookers, electric cookers, various charcoal types, wood chunks, chips, cookbooks, accessories. If they don't have it, you don't need it. And on top of all that, Fred carries many of the other show sponsors in his store as well. So it's almost like you're doing this 2-for-1 type thing. You're shopping at a sponsor and buying sponsor's product from the sponsor store. It's the best of both worlds. And don't forget, the Tasty Licks has their own line of barbecue rubs and sauces as well. Be sure to try those. You're not going to be disappointed. April 28th, coming up later this month. Bob and Kenny from the Barbecue Guru will be doing a demonstration at the Shillington, Pennsylvania store. They're going to be using the Guru on the Big Green Egg. A few other cookers as well. Of course, they'll have the Onyx Oven demo as well. Starts at 11 a.m. There's no registration. Just come as you are. It's all free. You head on over to TastyLicksBBQ.com. Let the confidence exude from you as you make your purchase online. And then enjoy your item on delivery. Don't forget that Fred and the gang are there for help with you after the sale if you need it. TastyLicksBBQ.com. That's TastyLicksBBQ.com. We're coming back with Harry Sue of Slap Yo Daddy right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. We're coming up on 14 past the hour, 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com are the two ways to get in touch with the show. Don't forget we have Survey Tuesday going on as well, but my first guest tonight has been quite a tear since the new competition year has started. This past weekend saw the ACM BBQ Throwdown take place in Las Vegas, Nevada, and when the smoke cleared, with over 100 teams trying to win, Slap Yo Daddy came out on top of the pile. And here to talk about the event, give us a recap of the cook, none other than pitmaster of Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue, Harry Sue. Harry, welcome back again, buddy. How are you?
Thank you, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous, Harry. I'm certainly probably not riding anywhere near the high that you are running on. And, you know, before we get the recap, Harry, man, you are having quite a year so far. Did you expect to come out of the gate this hot? And how hard do you think it's going to be to maintain this level of excellence for the rest of the season?
You know, I have by far surpassed all the expectations that I had. We've won in 5 of the last 6 events we cooked in.
Is that something that you ever think about, where how many could you possibly string along together as far as wins, or do you game plan out, I'd like to win X amount of competitions this year, or does that not even factor into the thought process?
You know, the entire thought process is focused on having fun and going out and cooking and being with my friends and just having a good time.
Right here, let me ask you this because I don't want to forget, and I have a lot of other questions here outlined, but one of the biggest questions that I got when I said Harry Sue won ACM and he's going to come back on the show and recap it is, you know, when you were on a couple weeks ago, we were talking about the Santa Anita event, and we showed a picture of the setup. 1 bag of charcoal, 1 18.5-inch Weber Smoky Mountain. People were like, there's no way that this guy is doing a whole cook on a singular WSM with a stoker and 1 bag of charcoal. So I hate to kind of bring this out of timetable as far as how the discussion is concerned, but are you only using 1 WSM and clear it up for all the naysayers and give us the exact footprint that you're using for competitions?
The exact footprint that I'm using is 1 18-inch WSM and 1 bag of charcoal with a, stoker system with a 10 CFM fan. And many teams came by out of curiosity at the ACM in Vegas to take a look. So I had many people who stopped by to ask me about it, and I gave everybody a complete explanation of how the whole contraption works.
One of the biggest follow-up questions to that, because I did mention and I showed a picture of it, is, how are you cooking the meats? Are the bigger cuts getting done, obviously well ahead of time where you're able to just kind of wrap and hold them and do chicken and ribs on top of that after the fact?
I do wrap and hold, and the brisket and butt are done by about 7 a.m.
7 a.m.?
Uh-huh. And
wow.
I hold it for about 5-6 hours, and with no loss in quality. We finished, I think, third in brisket last Saturday.
All right, so let's go ahead and recap the cook a little bit. And before we get into the categories, the event was held in Las Vegas during the American Country Music Awards Experience Weekend. Harry, how big of a change is this deal when you compare it to some of the other more traditional events that you've cooked in the past? I mean, this isn't like you're out in the middle of a field or a parking lot. It's Vegas, it's country music. I mean, there's a lot of things going on now.
There is a lot of things going on, and we had concerts going on. We had a convention going on. We have all these stars. We had celebrity cook-off. So it was a really busy weekend. They required the teams to check in on Thursday. So timeline-wise, it was actually more relaxing because usually I'm sort of the last team in on Friday after work, but this time everybody had to check in by 6 p.m. on Thursday. So we actually had Thursday evening to kind of unwind. There was a reception being thrown at a Hooters, so all the teams went out and had drinks and had food. There was also another reception on Friday for the teams at the Mandalay Bay. So we were given the A-list treatment.
Harry Sue from Slap Yo Daddy joining us here on the show. SlapYoDaddyBBQ.com is the website. They're currently sitting in number one for Team of the Year in 2012, 400-plus point lead over QAO, which is in second place. Harry, when you have so much else going on around you, stack on top of that, you're in Vegas, so like a billion things to draw your attention away from the task at hand. Was it hard to maintain focus given all of those ancillary things that you could easily get caught up in?
I think it's really easy to get caught up in Vegas because of the glitter and the glamour and, of course, the allure of the casino and gaming. I know a lot of teams took their time and went out to make a deposit or make a withdrawal at Vegas, depending on how you want to look at it.
Harry Sue joining us here on the show. All right, so let's go ahead and take a little bit closer look at the turn-ins. You start with chicken. Let me ask you, Harry, because I was reading conflicting stories. Were they calling out top 20 in each category?
Yes, apparently there was a time window to conduct the award ceremony. We had sort of like 30 minutes. So Ron had a challenge to try to call essentially 100 calls in 30 minutes. So the way it worked was he called the top 20 by name, and only the first place winner for each category would go on the stage to receive a plaque.
Gotcha. All right. So we look at chicken, and, this is from what pitmasters are telling me. You get a call in chicken, and the event starts to kind of get that momentum rolling. You feel kind of good. You don't get a call in chicken, and you're like, oh, man, this maybe isn't like the greatest omen as far as competition and awards are concerned. First overall, how did you think about the chicken as you were turning it in and running it over to the turn-in tent? Were you very happy with it? Did you think it was first-place chicken?
Well, in a field of 110 teams, right, it's really hard to get into the top 20 in any of the four categories. But I was really surprised. I found this after the fact that I almost scored a perfect score for chicken. Only one judge gave me an 8. So I scored 179.5 points out of a possible 180. And I looked at the second place chicken, and I actually had like a 5-point lead over the second place on chicken. And despite not really walking for ribs and for pork, I think the chicken score really propelled us past the RC, which we won by a scant 4/10,000 of a point over Lucky's Q. And I take my hat to all the people who competed because it was such a close race in the individual categories as well as the GC and RC in the top 10 positions.
Can you imagine if the shoe was on the other foot and you were taking Reserve Grant? Now, let's look at it in a vacuum. Of course, if you're competing over 100 teams and you take second place, it's absolutely a phenomenal accomplishment. But let's hold it inside of itself here for a second. To lose grand champion by, that close of a margin, if you were in second place, would you still be happy with it? You would be like, oh, I can't believe it is that close. What could I have done to put myself over the top with that razor thin of a margin?
Greg, for me, anytime I cook a contest, if I can finish in the top 10%, I'm ecstatic because competition barbecue is getting to be so intense, and there's so many good teams out there. I guarantee you that, the top 100 teams in America, any single one of us would be happy to finish well in a contest because the competition is just so intense.
Harry Sue joining us here on the show. All right, Harry, so we look at ribs. You get a 31st overall, so no call, even though they're calling out 20. How did the ribs feel and taste to you as you're getting ready to turn them in?
To be honest, I thought my ribs were better than my chicken. But, be as what it may be, the judges seem to like the chicken better.
Then we move on to pork, 49th in pork, so still very good finish. Again, no call. How's pork working out for you?
Pork's sort of my kind of area I'm struggling with. It's interesting that last year I finished third in the toy rankings in pork, but so this year I'm struggling with pork. Maybe everybody else has kind of amped up their game and done pork better than me, but that's apparently the tag category I'm struggling this year. This just goes to illustrate what I keep telling everybody is that you can't maintain your lead for very long because over time you lose your edge. So when you are firing in all four cylinders, that's indeed a blessing because it's really hard to excel in one category, much less in all four.
Do you have any type of game plan to try and re-hone the pork at this point? I know the last time we had talked, the pork was a little bit off, and you were thinking about making some tinkers with it. Have you done anything, and what would you look to do different in your next event?
To try to maintain more consistency, in Chester's, we came in second in pork. So I thought my pork was back on track, but the ACM proved that it was again off track. But, as the pork sort of kind of went off track, the other two categories, the chicken and the brisket, seems to be on track. So, it's one of those things where you kind of juggle the balls and you try to keep 4 balls in the air. And on the day that you keep the balls in the air high enough is the day that you win. In all honesty, I did not think that I placed, in the top 10, much as the GC at ACM, primarily because many teams had 3 walks, a couple of teams had 4 walks. So how can you beat a 4-walk team when you only have 2 walks? But when they called first place, I honestly was very surprised. I left a little raw YouTube video that my niece shot of the reaction that I had, and I was just amazed that we made to GC amid such a tough field.
Yeah, now you get the 3rd overall in brisket, so, you don't get to walk the stage for first, but you have a first in chicken, you have a 3rd in brisket. You don't have any idea where you are in relation to the other 2 categories that you don't get a call in. Did you like the brisket? Was it 3rd place or better, or did you think you got away with one?
The brisket was pretty good, I thought, and I thought the pork was as good as the brisket, but, look at how wrong I am. I can never guess these judges because they sort of have a mind on their own. And despite what I think about it, a lot of times I'm wrong. So I've proven myself that I'm wrong more times I'm right with judging. So obviously I can't be a judge.
Yeah. Harry Sue joining us here on the show from Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue. We're talking about the ACM BBQ Throwdown and the one just past weekend in Las Vegas. Harry, in a typical event, you have maybe, 35, 40 teams. Obviously, there's some bigger ones during the course of the year as well. But, when you get into that 100-plus category, it takes a little different spin in regards to not getting a call for a meat. No call in ribs or pork. Are you still confident that you can pull good finish before you get that brisket call?
I honestly didn't know until they called for brisket. And between brisket and the announcement, things happened so fast. Mathematically, what I looked at the numbers, there was something like about maybe 30 teams spread within 6 or 7 points for a lot of the categories. And, it's really the intense competition and the unique KCBS scoring system that results in this 10,000ths of a percentage, 10,000ths of a points between teams. And with the clustering, the way it works, there are just so many teams jammed into some of these ranges that, it's really impossible to tell who's ahead and who's behind. But I honestly thought that the Lucky's Q with 4 calls would win the contest.
I was reading your blog. You said that there were so many teams, so many calls going out, and it was hard to keep track. You've just said that obviously a couple times as well tonight. So when the calls are going over different places and they land on you as grand champion, obviously it was a real surprise to you, as you've stated. If you can possibly, how does it compare rank to all of these others that you've had so far this year? Is this hands down the biggest one so far? Or are they all unique, like children in their own way? How does it kind of shake out for you?
This is unique because we won. This is probably the largest payoff that Slap Your Daddy has won, as well as the greatest number of teams in terms of winning a GC. Havasu was like 80 teams. We won in Morgan Hill 65 teams. So this is the first time we won a GC with this diverse set of teams from all over America. I think there were at least over a dozen states were represented. We had teams from England and Canada. So it was really a deep field.
All right, so you have $50,000 in total purse. First place takes $10,000 payout, and then obviously I'm sure there's category payouts as well down the line. What was your total winning take for the end of the weekend?
We had some bonus money because Kingsford was kind enough to throw in $1,000 for the winner. And as everybody knows, I've been using Kingsford for 4 years now.
Yes.
And they also threw in some extra money for the chicken wing. So I took over $14,000.
All right. So, you listen to that number and you're like, wow, $14,000 for a weekend. Definitely a good payday. Obviously, that's going to help kind of seed the team and grow. But look, let's be honest here, and I don't think a lot of people understand this, at least for people that aren't in competition scene or follow it as much as I do, and obviously you're in it. When you're doing 35, 40 competitions a year, you're traveling. You don't rock star in on planes all the time like some of these other pit masters do and use other people's stuff. You're driving, you're using your very basic equipment. From all of the prize money that you win, and then you extrapolate or you take out the expense of doing all of these competitions during the course of a year, Are you still in the black some? Are you break even? Are you losing money? I mean, this isn't like a competition barbecue is breeding millionaires hand over fist.
Meg, I wish that was true. Sabba Daddy has been one of the really, really lucky and fortunate teams that we've won a lot of contests. For this year, I'm definitely in the black. To give you a perspective, the average team spends about $1,000 every time you roll. So if you cook 35 contests a year, if you win no prize money, you're out $35,000. So it is not exactly an inexpensive contest. So teams try to make up by doing People's Choice, selling barbecue, selling souvenirs, and trying to win prize money.
All right, so, and we're talking with Harry Sue from Slap Yo Daddy. Harry, you're now 5 grand champions in for 2012, correct?
Yes, I think a couple were won in December. So technically for the year, it's probably 3 GCs this year.
All right, so if we're talking about 3, you're within that window, though, of the 7 grand champions getting you the automatic bid into the Jack Daniels?
Yes, I believe it runs from September through end of August.
All right, so
I'm well within the window. Yeah, in fact, actually, this is sort of early in the season because the season really doesn't kick off till about May, and on.
All right, so you're 2 more away to get from that, or to get that automatic bid to the Jack. Look, you've been very vocal about it over the last couple of years about getting down there. The past few years, there have been a few hang-ups prohibiting you from cooking at the Jack. How confident are you feeling right now about getting down to Lynchburg this year?
Well, I'll just do my best, and if we can get the 7 for the automatic, we'll turn in our 5 for the draw, and we'll see what happens. I always believe that the time and the place for everything. Last year, 4 of my students made it to the Jack, so maybe in 2012 we'll get a chance to, we'll go out there and experience the whole Jack experience.
All right, now explain to me this. There seems to be this mystique of the Jack and all of this stuff that comes along with it. And as an outsider looking in like me, while the company name is good and it's obviously well attended and you have people from different countries, I guess I just don't see where that hype is so big for this competition versus something like an American Royal Invitational where all of the teams that are top that year have the ability to go head-to-head. Why does it mean so much to cooks, and why would it mean so much for you to get down there and get your hand at it?
Greg, I think you asked an excellent question, right? That why would somebody try so hard to go to an event that you have to be invited to? Right. I've been told by people who've been there, essentially, this is their answer: until you go to the Jack and cook the Jack, you don't get it. So since I haven't been to the Jack, I don't get it, but it remains a goal. And again, life is about chasing goals, and when you have a goal, it makes kind of your journey worthwhile. Now, I've been told by some people that. What you do is you get basically a banner with your name on it, but that banner is priceless. So I just want to have that experience. And, chasing a goal is really a fun thing to do.
All right, so if you never got to the Jack, Harry, let's, look 15, 20 years down the road, however long you're going to keep cooking competitively. If you never got there, is that something that would stay with you, that you never were able to achieve that particular portion?
I don't worry about it because I just go out and cook and have fun every day. And if we make it, we make it. We don't, we don't. It just remains a goal. I have so many goals in life, and cooking barbecue and having fun is really the primary goal. My goal for barbecue is an end to the means. The true means and the true objective of my being involved in barbecue is trying to spread happiness, trying to go out and spread happiness through barbecue. And this is maybe a gift that I have, and competition barbecue is just a means to achieve that objective.
All right, Harry, so we got about 2.5 minutes left. I definitely want to give you enough time to go ahead and acknowledge any sponsors that you have, and I know I've been taking some very good care of you, so I definitely want to give you that time.
Okay, I want to give a shout-out to some of my sponsors. I have brand new canopies now, so whenever you see me and you see those snazzy canopies, they're from my friend Walter of VM Print, and I left his phone number on my website. I'd like to thank Rock's Barbecue System for my Stoker control system, and Agent Bandit for those wonderful replacement Weber doors that I have on my Weber Smoky Mountain. So I really, am really thankful to all the support from so many people that I've received the past few years. I have total strangers coming to me to thank me for the little thing that I've done to inspire them and to kind of put them on the barbecue path, because I always believe that there is happiness through barbecue, and I just love to share my passion for barbecue with anyone who wants to listen.
All right, Harry, where are you going to be competing next? Because I'm sure people are going to want to, find another competition since you're on such a hot streak.
I'm actually teaching classes all of essentially April. I am backlogged for the next, I don't know how many months, 7, 8 months. So I'm trying to kind of take care of the backlog by trying to teach additional classes. I will also be teaching in Arizona the largest barbecue store in Arizona, Barbecue Island, hired me to do classes to try to take care of some of the students out in Arizona. So I'm kind of trying to cover as much ground as I can because I truly believe that when I go and pass on my passion in barbecue, these become ambassadors who can go out and spread barbecue happiness.
All right, we're talking with Harry Sue from Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue. He just took grand champion at the ACM BBQ Throwdown this past weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada, and he has won 5 grand champions if we're looking back in December, 3 this year, 2 right at the end of last year. Harry, always appreciate the time. Congratulations again on the big win, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
All right, thank you, Greg.
You got it. There he is, Harry Sue. Slap Yo Daddy. Anybody cooking better than Harry Sue? No. Nobody cooking better. See what I did there on the production screen there? Look at this. Here's Harry Sue, and there's me, and Harry Sue on the hotline. And I got this production thing wigged out. I just need somebody to help me through it now. So look, I got a huge amount of email when I said that Harry Sue was coming back on. Ask him if he really cooks on one. And there was one guy who's pretty perceptive and said, I bet he gets those big cuts of meat off and holds them for quite a while. And true to form, 1 bag of charcoal, 1 sheet of meat, if you will, a stoker to help regulate the control. Not the one I'd pick, of course. And 1 Weber Smoky Mountain. Trust me, that's doing it on the cheap. All right, gang, let me talk to you for a few minutes about the longest-running sponsor of the show, located in Warminster, Pennsylvania. How funny is this? This is mere coincidence that I just talked about the stoker, now I'm talking about the best pit temperature control device in the world, the Barbecue Guru. Gang, look, if you've been thinking about an automatic pit temperature control device for your cookers, then you got to stop here. This is the company that started it all. They are the creators of this technology, so why would you buy one from any other company? I have no idea why. Not familiar with how these little beauties work? Well, I'm not going to dive into the minutia, but imagine a product that allows you to set your pit temperature. In one set, it keeps it running at the set temperature all the way through the cook. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. This is real-life technology, and you can take advantage of it today. Now, maybe you are a busy working professional, or perhaps you're constantly on the run with kids, doing errands, and quite frankly, you just don't have the time to sit around and play Mr. Pit Temperature Temp Minder. The Barbecue Guru allows you to throw on a pork butt or a brisket or a couple slabs of ribs, and then you're off to do whatever it is that you need to get done, and the Barbecue Guru maintains the pit temperature that you set it at. And there's currently 4 different models to choose from, so you know they're going to have one that will fit your budget. You have that Procom 4 wireless unit that allows you to roam up to 600 feet away from your cooker and still make adjustments if you want to. You have the CyberQ 2, the DigiQ DX2, the newest unit to the Party Q, and at $129 for most cookers, the Party Q, the easiest point of entry into the pit temperature control device world. It's a self-contained package that runs on AA batteries. Now, maybe you're in the market for a cooker. Look no further than the Onyx Oven. The Onyx Oven has been winning on the competition circuit as well as in backyards all over the country. This is a fully insulated cooker. It holds a ton of meat. Not actually 2,000 pounds, a little less. It accommodates the half and full pans for food service, and it works seamlessly with any other barbecue pit temperature device. Now, do yourself a favor, won't you? Head on over to the Barbecue Guru's website, thebbqguru.com, and check out their products. And if you have any questions on what to order, call them directly, 800-288-GURU. That's 800-288-GURU. They will make sure you're outfitted with exactly what you need to get you up and running right out of the box. 800-288-GURU, or visit them online, thebbqguru.com. The Barbecue Guru, a breakthrough in barbecue technology. We are going to bring up the guy that coined this phrase,
sweet blue,
in 18 seconds. Stand by.
Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Big B, Moonshine Band, and Suburban Waste Records. Let's go!
I'm an outlaw.
give me 2 shots. We don't need a radio, bring a jukebox. For my outlaws, bring me 3 shots. We can raise hell before the speed stops. I'm a whiskey drinking SOB. If you don't like that, then you won't like me. I'm an outlaw. I said I'm an outlaw.
All right, welcome back to the show. 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. All right. I knew this was going to happen. Smoking the eye guy. But Clint, weren't you calling in on Skype? 877-448-0433. Clint, if you're calling in through the phone, don't call my cell phone. That's not going to work, right? That's definitely not going to work at all. No. Oh, okay. I'm going to call you, I guess. Hold on. It's very inconvenient. Plus, very manly of you to just stick your phone number up there for all the Centralites to see. Definitely not recommended.
Get that free stuff out of here.
All right, let's race over to the hotline. Pitmaster of Smoke in the Eye barbecue competition cooking team, also the acting editor of grilling.com website. Clint Cantwell joining us here on the show. Clint, how are you, bud?
Yes, I'm good, but I don't know how the interweb works.
How is that
So I
possible?
apologize.
You're an editor for a grilling.com. That's the interwebs.
Get that free
Yes,
stuff
but I
out
got
of here.
people that work for me. I've got editors. I've got legal people. I've got brand guys. Different people do different things for me, and I don't have to know how the interwebs works.
All right. Well, fair enough. You don't know how that. I think we've both figured that out tonight. All right. Can I roll this video? At least a few minutes of it. Well, it's only a few minutes, but at least like a minute or so we can get people in the know that aren't exactly up to speed on what we're about to talk about tonight.
Yeah, I guess you want to make fun of me.
Well, no. This is. All right. Hold on. Here we go.
All right, that's cool.
Wait. Is this the wrong
Hey,
one?
what's up, Barbecue Pitmaster?
Oh, damn it. That's the wrong one. I didn't load the right one. Oh, that's
Hey, what's
right.
up, Barbecue Pitmasters? It's
All right.
Clint coming
Hold
at you
on.
from New York
Hold
City.
on.
So when you think of New York, you don't automatically think of Pitmasters.
Damn it. All right, there we go. Sorry, that was my fault. My bad. Well, see, when you showed me that video, it wasn't live yet. So I wasn't able to rip it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you want me to relive it?
No.
Sweet Blue.
No. Not that one. The one that we're supposed to be talking about tonight.
Oh, the one about the
Yeah.
the propane,
Right.
the hickory propane.
Do you have that up somewhere where I can go grab that real quick?
Yeah, it should be on. Yeah, it's on YouTube.com/Smoke and Eye.
Smoke and eye. I want to go there real quick, just so I. Okay, here we go. Let me pull this off here. Let me do that. All right, everybody. I apologize for this. And
But I could act it out for you.
No.
Basically, we're talking
No.
about.
This is much better. Let me blow it out. Here we go. What a gas. Here we go.
What a gas.
Oh.
What a gas. It's Clint from SmokeandEye.com.
Oh, right.
And today we're trying out Kingsford's new hickory smoked infused propane tank.
God damn it. This thing is just a nightmare tonight. All right. I don't have the bandwidth or the processing power. All right, Clint, reveal exactly what we're talking about tonight, as I cannot seem to get out of my own way with the technical issues.
That's all right. I shoot in very high-def video, and it's very fancy.
It is.
And my videos are very high-tech on grilling.com, but essentially what we did was we came out with hickory-infused propane.
So a lot of people are falling off their chairs at the moment, Clint. They're wondering hickory-infused propane. To me, probably one of the greatest ideas ever. And brought to you by the good folks at Kingsford.
Yes. Yeah, and we had artists that did diagrams and all sorts of stuff, and people explaining how it all works. It was great.
Now, I guess the first thing that I'll play devil's advocate here just for a moment, because I'm totally on board with hickory propane. But you have a company like Kingsford, renowned probably worldwide for their vast capture of charcoal fuel.
Yeah.
How long had top men been in rooms and what do you call those focus groups where they decide to go into the propane side of things? I mean, this is a huge diversion.
Yeah, I understand where you're going with this, and it was an unfortunate oversight that wasn't even looked at for a long time.
Like they didn't realize that propane was a growing market that they might want to get into?
Yeah, I brought up the idea on a phone call because I work for grilling.com, and we were on a phone call, and I was like, hey guys, let's do something outside of the box. And they were like, yeah, that sounds great. And hickory was the flavor that we went with. Eventually we're going to do apple. But, yeah. Sometimes the greatest ideas ever are born out of sheer throwing stuff out there.
All right. I'm getting a fairly lengthy description here from a guy named Don Geiger. And it says, the microparticulates generated through a process using only natural wooden ingredients and are not chemically altered, but are cooked to the point just up to combustion and are embedded into the flow infusion cartridge. That soluble particulate from this permeate the diffuser plate. I mean, sounds very involved.
Yes, Don is actually one of my scientists that consulted on the project.
Oh.
And
he's like he's the Dr. Blonder to your meathead.
For everything. He doesn't actually get paid for it. I get paid for it all, but Don is my man. So props to Don.
Yeah, well, like you said, you have people that do these things for you. So has the hickory infused propane officially launched? What is the marketing?
It actually, Don could tell you, I think it launches Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all I know.
Is there, I mean, do you think there, well, I don't even know if you think, was there a demand? I mean, Clint, you're one of the top pitmasters out there. You're an award-winning chef. You are multitasking on a number of various, not only industries, but levels with people. Is this a product that people were clamoring for? Was there a underground swell of where's the hickory propane?
There was definitely an underground swell, and we consulted with the underground, and we put the product together, and we threw it out there. We'll see what the market says about it. They may not like it. They may come back to the original Kingsford charcoal, but all we're doing is trying to meet popular demand.
I mean,
that's all I can do.
You know, as a working professional, sometimes it is a little bit more convenient to fire up the gas grill and get that ready while I'm prepping it. But I'm like, I'm suffering somewhere. What is it? Oh, I'm not going to be able to impart really any type of quality wood smoke to my chicken or my beef or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And now it's almost like
that was kind of our inspiration around the hickory propane.
Yeah. I mean, so you're able to kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, we don't really like to kill birds.
Yeah, I mean, we're not promoting violence. We never promote violence here on the show. It's merely it's an analogy.
Where that's coming from, but it's hateful, and we're not going to kill birds.
I apologize.
But the point is, hickory-infused propane has a good role in the barbecue world, and we're going to throw it out there. We're going to see what people do. We're going to see if people respond to it. And if not, we're going to put it on sale. And that's it.
Clint, can you confirm or deny, because Timothy Holz is wondering if you are serious and are you on drugs?
No, I'm not on drugs.
Not on drugs, okay.
No, I'm not serious.
I'm sorry, are you serious or you're not serious?
No, I'm not serious, and I'm not on drugs.
Okay.
But I do think that Kingsford may look into this product down the line.
Now, hold on a second. Are we...
We were having fun for April Fool's Day.
Oh, no.
Get that big stuff out of here.
Are you coming on the show now to reveal that this was a joke and that I had dusted off a number of top men and women in the industry for this second slot in the first hour, and this is a farce? This is not even real?
Who did you dust off? Who did you dust off?
Clint, what's the second rule of the show? No names, please. No names, please. I'm not about to divulge anything. So this is...
I apologize.
This is a joke. You shot an incredible high-definition video and almost crashed my computer, and this is just a ruse.
Well, you enjoyed the other video so much, I had to do something to back it up.
Well, now I almost have cause to play.
Low and slow.
Low and slow. Forget about that. How about this guy?
Sweet blue.
Sweet blue.
Yeah, I love that one. And then I love this one, too.
Fall off the bone tender. What the hell are you cooking?
That's one of my favorite ones. And then this one.
Always rub your butt.
Yeah, always rub your butt.
Yeah.
We're going to play that.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Greg.
Tex Rabinow, meat to please you. I'm not the only one giving you a hard way to go.
Meat to please you.
There you go. All right, so this is merely now. Okay, so let's. I've just found out through horrific truth telling that hickory propane is not real now. But in all seriousness, This is something that they might actually look at.
We may, if I can work out the logistics and the math, and I get some sort of compensatory remodification from them, yes, we may look at it.
I think that would be a terrible failure on their part to even proceed with that.
Yeah, they're not really feeling me on it, but anyway,
I'm not going to talk about how they're feeling you or they're not feeling you, but I don't think they're very into this idea.
No, they really think that I'm crazy. So I'm moving to Memphis, and I invite everyone, all of my friends, to come down to Memphis in May this year and have a good time. We're not cooking on propane, hickory, infused, or otherwise. You're welcome to come down, Greg. And that's it.
All right, well, you are listening to Clint Cantwell. He is the pitmaster of Smokin' to Eye, a competition cooking team for barbecue, and also the editor of Grilling.com, the foremost authority when it comes to everything outdoor cooking. Well, foremost, except second to this show, of course. But check out Grilling.com if you haven't already. Lots of great info and resources out there. Clint, appreciate the time. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you, Greg.
You got it. Clint Cantwell. Well, if somehow I feel like I've been taking on a terrible ride. I feel like I've been stood up and let down all at the same time.
Ah, sweet blue. Fall off the bone tender. What the hell are you cooking?
And of course, this one.
Always rub your butt.
Always rub your butt.
Ah, sweet blue.
Ah, sweet blue. Oh. Hey, gang, we're playing Survey Tuesday. You are married. Yes, married. It'll be 15 years in October. Thanks for asking. Survey Tuesday questions. And I have them right here. Who is who? What is your favorite meat of the 4 traditional categories? We'll credit to Diane Me for that. Who's your favorite TV chef? credit Doug Scheiding. And what is your guilty pleasure? And it's probably not hickory propane. Joke's on me. Gang, as many of you know, I've got my hands on the Gorilla pellet cooker. First thing I thought of, Barbecuer's Delight. Why? Because widely considered that they are the pellet resource for pellet-fired cookers. That's right, whether on the competition trail or in your backyard, folks choose Barbecuer's Delight wood pellets more than any other brand for their superior quality and flavor. And you should give them a try as well. You can find them at bbqrsdelight.com. Now, maybe you don't have a pellet cooker. No problem. You can still take advantage of the pellet revolution on your gas or charcoal grill or smoker by grabbing the cast iron pot option. Buy yourself a nice sampler pack of pellets, then you take your cast iron pot, you load in about a third cup of pellets into that pot, and you place it on your cooker or your grill, and you let that sweet, succulent smoke take care of the rest. Now, maybe you're not familiar with how pellets are made. Let me give you a little insight. When pellets are being manufactured, all of the air within that cellular structure of the wood is evacuated, thus concentrating the wood into a very dense form, much denser than the natural trees. And as compared to other wood flavor enhancers, pellets will yield more intense smoke more quickly, which seals the food, locking in natural moisture and adding smoke flavor exactly when it's needed. And since pellets have been processed from sawdust, which then pressed by pressure, which generates heat, any contaminants present in the wood are eliminated. The process produces a sterile smoking wood product of consistent quality, and pellets are easy to use since you don't soak them in water prior to use. It's easy to blend wood flavors to produce consistent results each and every time with the use of Barbecuer's Delight wood pellets. Now, here's something to remember when you're buying the wood pellets. That 1 pound bag is 100% flavor wood, but if you use the fuel for pellet cookers, it's a little bit different. It's 2/3 oak, 1/3 flavor wood. That's the way to go to ensure you get that great smoke flavor with a consistent BTU burn temperature. Do yourself a favor. Grab yourself some Barbecuer's Delight wood pellets right now. Visit them at bbqrsdelight.com. Check out all the flavors they have and stop fussing with the sticks and the chunks. Barbecuer's Delight, the choice of competition cooks and backyard hacks like me alone. As well, bbqrsdelight.com. All right, we're going to wrap up the... Jeez. Just knocked over the gateway. Okay, stick around. Be right back.
Big name interviews, advice on cooking brisket and ribs. And the only host willing to share his honest opinion on all things important in the world of barbecue. It's the Barbecue Central Show.
Who would have thought this music thing was going to go this far? I never asked for this. I never asked for this fast living.
All right, coming up on 5 till the top of the hour. This portion of the show being, 877-448-0433 if you want to jump in with Survey Tuesday. Greg at the bbqcentralshow.com. That is the way to get in touch with the show. You can weigh in and on Twitter as well, at BBQ Central Show. Looking through the thing here. Sylvie Curry. Favorite barbecued meat out of the 4 is pork. Doesn't look like she has any favorite TV chef. No favorite TV chef? Not a one? I know who mine isn't. And favorite guilty pleasure for Sylvie, grilled cheese sandwiches. Yeah, damn right. Don Geiger weighing in. Burnt ends is the favorite meat. Favorite TV chef, Rob Rainford, licensed to grill. Guess what? Working on him to be a guest next month. He's got a new book coming out. Look for that. Favorite guilty pleasure, McRib. That's just guilty. That's wrong. You should be going to jail for that. That ain't even right. It's wrong. Who else? Mojo Bricks. Rattlesnake is his favorite meat. That's not traditional. Barbecue, favorite TV chef, Big Mista. Well, I mean, he meets the criteria. He's on television. And what's the last question? What's your favorite guilty pleasure? Tony Herrera, brisket favorite barbecue meat. Ray Lampe is his favorite TV chef. And monkey bread. Monkey bread. Tony, what's monkey bread? Pulled pork, Elton Brown, and food. Doomers, LLC. Tex Rabinow, smoked polecat. What? Smoked polecat. What is that? All right, let me go back through here a little bit more and see where we're at. Brisket. Oh, Big Mista coming in. Brisket. Alton Brown is a favorite TV chef. A big cinnamon roll with melted butter. I second that emotion. Neil, just for you. I second that emotion. Monkey bread is awesome. I love monkey bread. Thanks for the rub, Neil. Biscuit cut up, rolled in brown sugar and butter. Oh, well, it sounds like I would like monkey bread too. Monkey bread? Whatever. Wayne Brown, ribs. Alton Brown hitting big on the chef part. Homemade ice cream, guilty pleasure. Oh, my Lord. You guys are killing it. I'm with you, B-Rant. You're up 14 past the hour. Get ready. Get your game face on. All right. I'll give you my answers to Survey Tuesday questions coming up. We'll recap the first hour. A great success and a great disappointment all in that first hour, believe it or not. I also have second takes. Little hit on barbecue pitmasters. Got some pictures to show you guys that you might be interested in. I'm going to play that pitmasters video from Clint Cantwell where all those great sound bites came from. And time permitting, probably in the 35 past the hour segment, I will be running with the... does anybody know Rhett and Link? Rhett and Link. They have like a comedy show or a comedy thing. They did a thing called the barbecue song. A lot of you have probably heard it. But if you haven't, we're going to do the barbecue song as well. And again, that'll probably be around 35 past the hour. 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Those are the ways to get in touch with the show. We're going to step away. We'll reload for the second hour coming up straight ahead. You are listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show right here on the Barbecue Central Radio Networks.
Understand my intention.
Happy to have you aboard here for the Really Big Barbecue Show.
We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to.
Fine, how's it going?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan. So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead, and he's in the crackle.
Charbono! It's all about the Charbono, dude!
Succulent fish. What?
He ate 54 wieners.
But listen, Lavernius, shake a face.
I'm shaking like a dog shitting peach seeds.
You could use it to fight off creeping marauders looking to take your steaks off your grills.
I just like being anywhere with Junior, Senior, and Diva.
Sounds like a whole other type of movie.
Wow. Yeah, really. Keep it hot, keep it clean, keep it lubricated.
We have top men working on it right now. Ooh, top men.
All right, just like that, we are into the second hour. 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. All right, let me get these done. I said I was going to give you my answers. I'll give you my answers. Survey Tuesday questions. Favorite barbecue meat of the traditional four categories. For me, it is a close. I don't see you, dude. Brent, slabs of approval. Brent, slabs of approval. I don't see you. Damn it. Brant. Well, did you accept my friendship? It's a BBQ, the number 4, and then YOU. BBQ for you. Look me up. We only have an interview to do here in about 11 minutes.
Get that big stuff out of here.
Favorite barbecue for meat? Man, it's tough. I probably do more barbecue chicken than anything. And I love chicken. It was pork forever. I see you now. I see you, Brian. You're good. It was probably pulled pork for years, but I think over time, my favorite barbecue meat is ribs. I love it. Baby back ribs, beef ribs, pork St. Louis style. I like untrimmed full spares. Love it. Favorite TV chef? Oh, man. Favorite TV chef. Get ready for this. You know her. I love her. Barefoot Contessa Ina Garten. I love that lady. Look, I don't want some wannabe model cooking, blah, blah, blah. I want somebody that makes real food that's going to be something that I would eat every day of the week. And Ina Garten is sexy in her own way. You're damn right. She is fantastic. Her recipes are outstanding. She's obviously rich because she lives in the Hamptons all year round. She's got a sweet little haircut. She hangs around with all of the coolest guys on the Hamptons, if you know what I mean. Well, Jeffrey, I'm going to run to the market. Hey, Jeffrey. When Jeffrey comes home, I'm going to surprise him with the decadent delight of spatula cake and home-fried chickens. It's great. I love it. She's my favorite TV chef. And third question, guilty pleasure. For me, it's a TV show, and I don't care who knows it. I love Merlin. I love it. I don't know if you've seen the show or not. Look, I'm not a big TV guy, I'll be honest. Sit me down, I'll watch pretty much whatever you want, but I have appointment television with my DVR, and that show is Merlin. So I just finished up what season is it? 3. I just finished up the 3rd season last night. Watched Sword in the Stone Part 1 and Part 2. Does anybody watch this show, Merlin? It's on Sci-Fi Network. Look, you're missing out. It's fabulous. King Arthur, Merlin as a youngster. There's not one thing that I don't like about it. I love everything about it. And I'm very sad that it has now gone away. Those are my guilty pleasures. Those are the answers to my Survey Tuesday questions. Hogs Gone Wild likes ribs. I agree. Guy Fieri and chocolate. Chocolate is a guilty pleasure now for quite a number of people. I'm not a huge Speed Cert. Donji. All right, I'm accepting somebody right here on right here live on the air. When it comes to TV, I'm a Big Band Theory dude. Dave, I think you mean Big Bang Theory, don't you? Hey, yo. I love Monster Man on Sci-Fi. Never seen Monster Man. Sci-Fi where TV goes to die. Why is that where Pitmaster Season 3 is going to be? Hey, yo.
Big stuff out of here.
Oh, my Lord. Can't stand Rachel Ray and that girl on Bitchin' Kitchen. I don't know what that is. I turn the station when they come on. Netflix is cool. Big fan. All right, that's what I thought you meant. I hope not. Night time. All right. Those are your Survey Tuesday questions. 877-448-0433. Greg at the bbqcentralshow.com. I don't know if you're following John Marcus, the fact that Pitmasters is shooting right now. So if you are on Twitter and you want to kind of keep up to date, go to at BBQ Pitmasters, or you want to follow at BBQ Pitmasters for info on how the show is going. John seems to be tweeting a little bit more. No, there's no list. That's the other problem. There was no list that was ever released officially, so I have nothing official to say on that. But you can go ahead and follow what John is musing about on Twitter, at BBQ Pitmasters. All right, let me give you some product shots here real quick. Don't look at that. I was trolling through the internet. Now I'm about to show you something here. Look at this meal right here. Are you freaking kidding me? All right, so closest to farthest. These are shish kebabs. And this is obviously something that was made on the grill. So it looks like you got like tiny round potatoes at the very front. Then there's shrimp. And then, oh, you know what? I think this whole picture just got ruined for me because I just figured something out. Damn it. I thought somehow this... Well, now it just seems ridiculous when I'm saying it out loud. I thought some lady, she had hollowed out the core or the cob of the corn and stuck the sausage in them, but I can see they're just shoved correctly right up to the side there. Well, that's not nearly as cool anymore. Damn it. That pisses me off. Look, this thing looks out freaking standing. You have the potato, you have shrimp, you have sausage, you have corn, sausage, shrimp, sausage, corn, all the way to the back there. That thing is ridiculous. I love everything about that picture. Now, maybe some of you are looking for an outdoor kitchen to shoot for. This is something that I would like to see in my backyard. And I was finding all of these on Pinterest. Look at this grill operation. Looks like you got burners that are kept underneath there on the far left. You obviously have a bunch of storage underneath. You have a really immense cooking main chamber, and then probably to the right, at the very far right, which it's probably like a dual sear burner or something like that. And then you got, nice big formal table off to the right-hand side. You got a nice sitting area with fire pit, and then, of course, you have that gazebo off to the left or the back left corner there. So, when the sun goes down and the mosquitoes come out, you can retire in there. That is one great look. Now, here's an item that you want to take a look at. It's not even could be. It is for your grill. Look at this thing. This is sold on the Sur La Table website. It's $50. They call this a smoking platform. So as you can see, if you're looking at the picture, you have a pull-out. Well, your meat sits there on the top on the grid, obviously. They got, looks like 2 pork roasts. 2 pork roasts. And then you pull out the tray, and you would fill it up with wood chips. And then you also have the option of adding either water or on the Sur La Table, they're pouring wine in there. I would have no idea why you would bother putting wine in there. Evaporation, to me, unless you're getting it to a boiling point, isn't going to lend any type of moisture or flavor. Don't ask me, or don't question me. Talk to the masters like Mike Davis and Mike Mills, who are on this show saying as much. But you're able to put some type of a liquid flavor right there where the pull-out drawer handle is, and then you can load it up with any type of flavor of wood chips that you want underneath, and then you put it right on the grate. They recommend over direct heat. So check that out. For $50, probably not the worst thing ever. I've seen worse things for $50, I can tell you that. All right, don't forget we got Brent Richardson coming up here in about 3 minutes. Getting a quick public service announcement to all the barbecue brothers and sisters from our sponsor, Steve DeFranco from Stephen DeFranco Jewelers, a barbecue junkie, self-proclaimed. Being married to a barbecue maniac can be trying. Think about all this nonsense the barbecue wife has to put up with. Here's just a few examples of why buying her an anniversary ring from Stephen DeFranco Jewelers might be one of the best ideas ever. 1, all you think about is barbecue. The books, the TV shows, the websites, internet radio shows on Tuesdays between 9 and 11. You leave sticky barbecue sauce on the cabinet doors, in the silverware drawer, on the kitchen table, on the chairs, on the car, on the dog. What did the dog ever do to you? Nothing. To you, your clothes smell great when they're covered with barbecue smoke. To your significant other, they stink. How many years has she been putting up with this misery? Poor woman. The spice cabinet full of jars and rubs and spices. Some you've used, some you don't even remember were there. Some are like bricked together like cement. Look, when was the last time you bought her a nice piece of jewelry to say thanks for being you, honey? Call Steve at Stephen DeFranco Jewelers because he can help you. Heck, he has to get himself out of trouble with his wife because of his own barbecue addiction. Now, whether you participate in competition barbecue or you just compete for fun, taking care of your wife by showing her how much you love her with a beautiful diamond anniversary ring from Stephen DeFranco Jewelers is just the ticket for her allowing you to continue to mess up the kitchen with all of your barbecue insanity. And you're probably thinking that treating her to a new anniversary ring will break the bank and ruin plans for that new grill or smoker. Ridiculous. The diamond anniversary rings at Stephen DeFranco Jewelers start at under $500. Not only does Steve stock great quality, but if you go to StephenDeFranco.com, you can see lots of great styles and really great prices as well. As always, Steve has a very special barbecue and brother-sister deal just for you, and here's what it is. You go to the website, StephenDeFranco.com. You pick out a new anniversary diamond ring, and then you call Steve. You ask for him directly. Pick up the phone. Say, hey, Steve, I'm calling you at 440-943-2700. That's 440-943-2700. You tell him you're a barbecue brother or sister. He'll give you an extra $50 off an already discounted price to help pay for taking your wonderful wife out for a non-barbecue dinner. As always, Steve pays for the shipping of the ring as free or as well. 440-943-2700. An anniversary band. Trust me, you'll reap the rewards for years on that one. And you get it at a great price. We're coming back with Brent Richardson from Slabs of Approval right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. We're coming up on 14 past the hour. This portion of the show being brought to you by the hotline, 877-448-0433. Don't forget, we have Survey Tuesday questions as well. What's your favorite meat of the 4 traditional categories? Who's your favorite TV chef? And what is your guilty pleasure? But we withstand all of that now as we race to the hotline and bring up Pitmaster of Slabs of Approval, first-timer to the show, Brent Richardson. Brent, how are you, bud?
Doing great. How's it going?
You're doing absolutely fabulous, Brent. Appreciate you making time for the show. Let me get your picture up here so we can go split screen. Brent, you're looking one of the most dapper gentlemen probably at an awards here in this picture. Where was this taken?
That was actually at Pleasant Hill this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yep.
All right, so a very current shot of the Pitmaster of Slabs of Approval. Brent, probably 50 different places that we could start here tonight, and I appreciate making time for the show. First of all, competition barbecue is obviously something that you have been around, probably not even by choice, for any number of years. Stephanie Wilson, Steve Farron, Kyle Laval, some of the top people in the industry, or are related to. How does, and you're 20 years old, so, it's not like you're a 45 or 50-year-old just getting into this, so, you're relatively younger in life. What's it like growing up around barbecue, in a barbecue state, in a barbecue city, and then around the competition scene?
It's not any different from being, just a regular kid, some kids have, they grew up playing football for, middle school, high school, and I grew up, doing barbecue. I had the choice of doing football in high school, and I said, can I get weekends off? And, games are on weekends. So I said, no, I'm a barbecue man,
Is it just because you were around it and it's kind of like second nature, or is it something, look, because, I look at you and you obviously, your mom's kind of involved and invested with it and a very successful team. And then I look at other people like, Jack's New South. So, you kind of have this, he's 20 years old too. So you have, a group of like newer pitmasters popping up around different parts of the country who have been involved in competition barbecue, whether they kind of have wanted to or not. So I wonder, as you're looking, is it just something natural because it was something you grew up with? Did you have a point where you were going to be able to diverge and just say, you know what, I would rather do football or baseball or not any of it, just sit around and play Nintendo all day long?
Yeah, it's pretty much natural. I've been doing this since I was 5. The kids' cues from 5 to 15, and once you get your first ribbon at the age of 5 or 6, it's been so long I don't even remember. It's just it's the thrill and meeting all my friends that I've met throughout the whole barbecue travels, and it's just I mean, yeah, you get close to a certain number of people doing football and stuff, but look at all the people that are doing, competitions, around the United States, and all the people that you can meet, and it's just, it's a thrill, it's a rush, pretty much.
Brent Richardson joining us here on the show, pitmaster of Slabs of Approval. Where did the name come from, Brent?
Slabs of Approval. I was hoping you'd ask. Actually, Slabs of Approval consists of 4 people: me, my cooking partner Austin Hall, Lauren Coleman, and my aunt, Valerie Wilson. Pretty much right now it's just me, Austin, and Val. Lauren's actually going to the Culinary Institute of America in New York.
Nice.
And, she's going to college doing her thing. And pretty much Austin and Lauren were actually with the team Squeal of Approval, which is, Betsy and Allison and all that. And we, the Squeal of Approval, the slabs.com, and we just pretty much, Slabs of Approval, and it's just been like that ever since 2006.
All right, so you've been competing since 2006, but you obviously, as you had mentioned, been doing it a lot earlier. What's easy to cook for you? I mean, is it something that because you've been around it, there isn't nearly the learning curve, or you kind of have some like built-in pros, I guess, in the family to kind of help ramp that learning curve up as compared to some of the other folks that are out there?
I really don't have a pro. I don't have a, it all depends on the weekend and what I like. But if I had to pick one thing, it would definitely be chicken wings. That is the number one thing I know how to cook.
Now, I mean, you're also just doing like the regular 4 meat categories at events too now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So, when you're going to a competition, are you able to go out and pick your own competitions that you want to do now? Or are you typically traveling, where Slabs is going to be competing as well?
I pick pretty much wherever I want to go. Most of the time it's going to be where the Slabs go because I don't have the money to go to certain areas, so I'm sticking around St. Joseph, some in Kansas, some in Missouri, and I'm in the Sam's Club in the Lenexa, and if I go further than that, then I'm definitely going to be traveling to St. Louis and hopefully on to I just totally forgot where the last one is.
Bentonville. Yep. So you would definitely like to get down there for the finals for sure, right?
Oh, who wouldn't?
I can tell you who wouldn't. Dave Bosca from Butcher Barbecue would not want to do that. That's a different story for a different day. All right, but Brent Richardson joining us here on the show. All right, so when you decided that you were going to, you get out of the kids' queue and now you're going to start cooking, on the pro circuit just like, everybody else that I talk to each and every week. When you're setting up camp that first time, if you can kind of take us back to that very first competition, do you have any type of nerves that are running through you? Are you worried about getting everything timed out, getting all the boxes built and everything ran in on time to make sure you don't miss any clocks? How did that go for you?
The first competition, I definitely forgot a lot of things. The boxes went fine. Everything came out what I thought was, good at the time, and, we finished middle of the pack. But, yeah, of course there's going to be nerves on your first contest, and there's still nerves every contest,
How long did it take for you to build a plan to be able to execute? One thing that I hear all the time from, the pitmasters that are either winning, a lot of the time when they're out there, or they're really chasing team of the year, all the way down to the, people that are doing maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 contests during the course of the years. You got to have a plan of attack, and you got to be consistent. So what are you doing to give yourself the best shot at winning each time out? But perhaps more importantly than that, making sure that each cook is as consistent as possible to give you the best shot at taking calls in categories and perhaps an overall at some point.
Well, I can definitely tell you that we still don't even have a plan after 6 years. Still working on that.
You might want to get one, buddy, right? You
Yeah,
want to get a plan.
definitely. Pretty much what I try to do is, I actually kind of have a list. It's there, but it's not completely there. And I make sure I have all my rubs. I do it low and slow. I do it at 8 o'clock at night on Friday night, and it goes until 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And I try to make sure, keep it at 225, keep spraying it down, and that's how I'm pretty much consistent. Use the same rubs, same sauces. Definitely don't change it up. If you're going to change it up, do a practice cook at home. But other than that, just keep doing exactly what you've been doing, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
What cooker are you using?
I am using a Lang 60, which is made in Georgia, made from Ben Lang.
Does that cooker work out well for you with that reverse flow technology?
Works great. It sits at 225 perfectly, and definitely would not have it without theslabs.com for sure.
All right, now let me ask you this. I know because I see you check in and you do Foursquare all the time, and a lot of the old people that are in the chat room have no idea what I'm talking about. But you're always checking into the barbecue store. Are you able to glean tips and shig tips from people that are stopping in there? Because that's got to be one of the destinations for a lot of the people to go to, right?
Yeah, definitely. I ask, what are they doing, and I'm seeing if I'm doing the same thing. But I'm sticking with what I know, and what I know is I actually helped out Rod Gray at one of his classes, and definitely took some notes, and I've just been working off of that.
Now, when you are putting together flavor profiles, I'd say over the last 3, 4, 5 years, it's been sweet, a little bit of back-end heat, blues hog sauce, and then you're cutting it with something, a smoking crackers rub or slabs rub or, some of these other more popular commercial-style rubs now. Are you interested in trying to kind of craft it into your own? Are you still trying to follow suit with the flavor profile that's winning in order to give yourself the best chance at getting a call in a category?
I am pretty much going with what wins, but what wins is pretty much, consistent in every other team. So you try to find that different taste. And so I'm trying to make it my own, but I'm trying to stick with what's winning and trying to get that different taste to where judges are like, that's different. I like that. And, that's what I'm pretty much going with.
Brent Richardson joining us here on the show from Slabs of Approval. You started in 2006, Brent. Have the flavor profiles for you and what the team has used changed over those last 5-6 years?
Oh, a lot. We were first using all Slabs products. They're all very fantastic products. And I just asked different people what they're using. I've tried different things, and what pretty much set it off was I went to Rod's class, got some notes, cooked it in DeSoto. That's when we first did the first low and slow. Worked perfectly, didn't really feel pressured or, stressed out throughout that whole cook. Did that in Pleasant Hill, and I think that's what we're going to stick with, is just doing everything we did in DeSoto and what we learned in Rod's class.
All right. So, you had a pretty successful cook this past weekend. How did the event turn out for you? How did your individual categories turn out? Were you pretty happy with everything then?
I was happy with everything. Chicken was, I got there, opened the cooler, come to find out the chicken was bad.
Uh-oh.
So had to go get new chicken, which was really no big deal. Ribs came out perfect. I liked them, perfect bite. Pork was perfect, got the slices right where I wanted to, and brisket was probably the best brisket I've cooked in the 6 years that we've done this.
Now, are you using a brisket that I could achieve at a Sam's Club, or are you using the high-end Wagyu stuff? What are you cooking?
I'm using just a regular brisket provided by my sponsor, the Kansas City Barbecue Store. I get my ribs, pork, and brisket from them, and I just use just a regular brisket.
Now, are you injecting?
I am injecting, yes. I'm injecting pork only with Butcher's pork injection. And that's pretty much it.
And you're not injecting pork?
No, I am injecting pork.
Oh, okay. And are you using Butcher products for that too, or do you use something different?
Yep, Butchers.
All right. Now, have you ever thought about, like making your own injections or stuff like that, or is there no reason to mess with anything like that because of all of the successful products that are out there on the market?
Yeah, I don't see a point in trying to make your own when, there's so many successful injections out there that you could, that you have at your disposal.
So let me ask you this. If you and so Slabs of Approval is out there, and then you have slabs.com that is a similar competition. And if Kyle and Mom get over on you guys, what kind of a conversation is taking place back at home? Are they, putting it in your face and rubbing their ass on you, or is it more of a learning experience? And, how did the boxes look? You guys breaking down like boxes or game tape, if you will? I mean, what's it like over there?
Pretty much it's just if we do good, they're happy. If I do better than them, it's mostly me pushing it in their face. But other than that, it's, you're always constantly learning no matter what. And I always show my mom pictures. I always take food to the slabs, and I always make sure they try it. And I'm always making sure, I'm taking notes from everybody. I've taken food over to my manager, actually, Dan Hathaway of Old Style Barbecue. And, I've gotten a lot of critiques, pretty much.
This has to help kind of lessen that learning curve for you, make it feel a little bit more comfortable in the competition setting, I would imagine.
Yeah.
All right, so where are you going to be cooking at next, Brent?
Our next contest is in St. Joseph, Missouri. First weekend in May. We can't actually do any contests in April because the Kansas City Barbecue store is actually moving. Oh. And since I'm an employee, I got to make sure we get that moved.
Yeah, that's probably part and parcel. You got to, move the job to keep the job, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely. All right. And then as far as any sponsorships or, anything like that, anybody you want to give a quick mention to here before I turn you loose?
Yeah, I actually set a handful out there, but I want to definitely make sure I get everybody in there. Theslabs.com. They got great products: chicken rub, ribs, pork brisket, smoked meat barbecue wood. The Kansas City Barbecue Store, which you can order products from them from the KansasCityBBQStore.com. Blues Hog Sauces, great sauces for every product. The UPS Store of Raytown, and Butcher's Barbecue.
Wow, huge. So you're like a NASCAR over there. Let me ask you one more thing, Brent, before I let you go. You travel around a lot, and you've kind of been made available to a lot of the pitmasters out there. Who do you like to get together with and talk barbecue with?
There's actually not one. I like talking with everybody. I'm an all-around people person.
If you could get into a contest, a barbecue contest, and win over somebody, is there pitmaster that you would like to say, yeah, I was able to beat them in a competition, or is it not about that?
It's not about that. It's pretty much it's just the camaraderie, pretty much for me. Money doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it kind of matters, but not as much as making friends, and that's pretty much all it is for me.
Brent Richardson joining us here on the show, pitmaster of Slabs of Approval. Do you have a website, Brent, for Slabs of Approval?
Pretty much it's facebook.com/Slabs of Approval. We had a website, but got rid of it.
All right, so everybody's on social media anymore anyway, so you got a Facebook page and you're all set up there. Facebook.com/Slabs of Approval. Go over there, friend them up, like the page, all that good stuff. Brent, appreciate you coming on the show tonight, kind of breaking it down from a young man's perspective. Obviously, good things ahead for you, and as you start to wrangle in those grand championships, we'll have you back on and talk about it.
Sounds good. I'm glad.
All right, Brent, take care.
Glad for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Bye.
There he is. Brent Richardson. You wonder, I do, where is that next stock of competition barbecue cooks coming from? Look, when I'm talking with people, it is, they're already 40-plus years old. Like me. You get bit by the barbecue bug late in life, and you think your food's good, you think your stuff don't stank. Well, I'm going to get me on the barbecue circuit. This is a little bit different. Here's a guy that has competition kind of coursing through the veins, right? And, young, 20 years old, dude can't even have a beer. Hey, you just won the pork category. Here's a beer. No, sorry. You can't do that. Sorry. Look, This dude he has a better beard than I had when I was Beards for Barbecue. What the hell is going on with that? Jeez, oh Pete. I hate it when the 20-year-olds can grow better beards than me. I'm growing hair in the opposite direction, if you know what I mean. Powder, 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Those are the two ways to get in touch with the show. We'll go ahead and recap after the break. We'll take your Survey Tuesday questions. One of the other things that I wonder, and that's why I asked him, is, what are those conversations like? My kids would hate it if they were to decide that they would also want to start a barbecue internet radio show, because I would be very supportive, and then I would watch them secretly during the show and lurk and have different names, and then they would ask me about all this great stuff and how did I do? And then I would just tell them, look, it was horrible. You should stop right now. Not very supportive when it comes to the competition side of things. But it always fascinates me about the people that are growing up. I'm trying to debate. Let's do an instant poll. I'm trying to debate if an interview with, is it Michael Mixon, Jack's New South? Like, is that an interview that you want to hear? I'm in between on him. I can't decide if I want to have him on the show or not, because he's in a tough spot, I think. And let me tell you why I think he's in a tough spot. I think he's in a tough spot because of who his grandfather is. I think he's in a tough spot because of who his dad is. And I think he's in a tough spot because of what he has decided to do, which is make a new team name out of the old team name and do competition barbecue still. Dad hasn't hung up the pit in a proverbial sense. And, although I don't think Myron has won anything to speak of in recent memory, you have a lot of the fame that's going on with the television still and all that stuff. So I'm on the fence with him as far as an interview is concerned, but I think it's good to get an idea of where the next generation of barbecue cook is coming from. And Brent is that guy. He's a guy who's got passion for food, especially in the competition barbecue sense. So there you go. Thanks to Brent. Okay, gang. If you're like me, then you're always trying to think of a way to step your barbecue and grilling game up a notch or two. There's no better or easier way than do that by adding a little Butcher Barbecue to your arsenal. Now, do you need some validation before you head on over to butcherbbq.com to order? Fine. How about the last 3 winners of the Houston Livestock Barbecue Contest have all used and won with Butcher Barbecue? Top teams from KCBS, IBCA, FBA, they all use Butcher Barbecue products. How about the fact that the pitmaster of Butcher Barbecue uses Butcher Barbecue products? And all that did was get him a 3rd overall in KCBS Team of the Year for 2011. Need I say more? Fine, I will. We all know that Butcher's is well known for their injections, the pork, the beef, and now the Prime injection, which has combined all things loved for their beef injection, using its award-winning flavor enhancer and its ability to keep your brisket juicy. They have combined it with what has become the competition standard in beef flavor, available for sale right now on butcherbbq.com. Now, perhaps you're looking for a go-to rub or sauce. Friends, you've hit the mother load here on this one. Butcher Barbecue has a full line of award-winning rubs and sauces. One of my personal favorite rubs is that steak and brisket rub. But you want to grab some of that honey rub, too. It garnered a lot of internet recognition last year. You try that premium rub, especially if you inject with Butcher Barbecue, because it's formulated to work with the injection hand in hand. It's a perfect 1-2 punch to impress the judges and your friends alike. And, of course, last but not least, that Butcher's Barbecue Sweet Barbecue Sauce. Look, when it comes to barbecue sauces, gang, I'm as picky as it gets. Butcher Sweet Sauce wins in every category for me every time. It's not overly sweet. There's a nice slice of tang to it, just the right amount of back-end heat. For crying out loud, no liquid smoke. Dave took the time and effort to make a high-quality sauce, and he didn't take the easy way out like most do. when they add that crappy liquid smoke. Now grab a bottle of 6. Take it from me, it goes fast in the house. Everybody will use it all the time. And no worries on breaking the bank when it comes to shipping either. $55 or less ships at 7 U.S. bones. $56 and up ships at $9. Cheap. Head on over to butcherbbq.com right now and stock up. butcherbbq.com. That's Butcher Barbecue. As we say in France, always trust your butcher. Sorry about that. I will come back with Survey Tuesday as well as some other things. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Big name interviews, advice on cooking brisket and ribs, and the only host willing to share his honest opinion on all things important in the world of barbecue. It's the Barbecue Central Show.
All right, we are back, coming up on 20 till the top of the hour. 37 minutes past 10 o'clock. 877-448-0433. Greg at the BBQCentralShow.com. Oh, where did it go? Damn it. Survey Tuesday questions are as follows. Question number 1, your favorite barbecue meat of the traditional 4 categories. Question, credit Diane Me for that. Question number 2, credit Doug Scheidig for this one. Your favorite TV chef? Mine, Ina Garten. That's right. Question number 3, what's your guilty pleasure? I want to know. Mine is Merlin. Everybody's favorite guilty pleasure, if it ever actually comes to fruition, is going to be hickory-flavored propane. All right, quick recap or reset of what's happened here recently. First hour, we had Harry Sue from Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue. We talked at length about the American Country Music Awards Barbecue Throwdown. I don't know if anybody watched the ACM Awards or not, but the cook-off got about roughly 7 to 15 seconds of video fluff time when they were showing you all of the other stuff that was going around on the experience weekend. I believe they had 2 full shots of like ribs and cookers and all that great stuff. So Ron Cates has done it once again. Another spectacular venue amidst a spectacular event, showcasing competition barbecue to many people in the country who probably had no idea that this thing actually existed. And then, of course, you have a wide viewing audience and all of that great stuff as well. And keeping in the true smoke on the water production theme, huge payout, $50,000. Now, it's not a $100,000 payout or $250,000 payout, but $50,000. You go back and look through all of the other contests that took place over the course of this past weekend. There probably wasn't too many that were over, $5,000. Maybe there was a $10,000 one here or there, but typically, your $5,000 range, between the 5 and the 10. So to go $50,000 and 10 to the winner, Harry Sue, pocketed 14 grand, Polly. So not a bad payday for a weekend's work. It's not like I'm making $14,000 a show. So granted, lots of teams, I'm guessing some luck. There's got to be some percentage of luck that's involved when you're doing competition barbecue, getting on the right tables and all of that stuff. But look, I don't think Harry's competition results can even begin to be reproached on at all. It's beyond reproach. Sylvie got $150 for 15th place brisket. Sylvie, yeah. That paid for a night of gambling, huh? That paid for a night of gambling a little bit? 3 hands, at least, unless you were going at the $100 table. I never suggest a $100 table. Always bad news. All right, here we go. Let me play you this little video that Clint Cantwell did. This was his some people want to know why they didn't get on Barbecue Pitmasters Season 3. And I went through and I watched a lot of videos. A lot. And it's pretty easy why some people didn't get on. A little bit harder to figure out why some others may or may not have gotten on. But after this video, you're going to see why this was probably not that hard of a decision for John Marcus to make. Stand by for this.
Hey, what's up, Barbecue Pitmasters? It's Clint coming at you from New York City. So when you think of New York, you don't automatically think of Pitmasters. But I was born in Texas, lived in Kansas City for a little while, and went on to marry a woman from Memphis, Tennessee. Today, I'm the pitmaster of the award-winning competition barbecue team, Smokin' the Eye. And I'm also the editor of Grilling.com, the go-to authority on all things outdoor cooking related. If you're looking, you're not cooking. Fall off the bone tender.
What?
Insane in the membrane.
What?
Sweet blue. I got smoke in my eye. Fall off the bone tender? What the hell are you cooking? Sweet blue.
What?
If you're looking, you're not cooking. Always rub your butt. Always rub your butt. Hot and fast. Just set it and forget it. Low and slow. Insane in the membrane. Hot and fast. Meat to please you. Always inject your butt. If you're looking, you're not cooking. Low and slow.
All right.
Get that big stuff out of here.
Has anybody said always inject your butt? No. Has anybody said on the chat room, fess up, just put yes or no, if you've ever said insane in the membrane? I've never said that. I'm not a pitmaster, though. I mean, I'm a pitmaster. Can I be a pitmaster of my backyard? I should be able to say it. Dave would always say inject your butt. I agree with that. Is it DDC2? What does that mean? Insane in the membrane. Has anybody said that? All right. There was something else I was going to play, too. Clint. Picture. How awesome is this picture that I made of Clint? I'm taking me out of here. How awesome is that picture? Look at that guy. Love it. I did that all by myself. Grilling.com editor. All right. 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Where did that other piece go? Maybe you didn't see this. I apologize for the black screen here, but I wanted to see if I could find this little video. One of my favorite songs ever about barbecue. Shysters. It's up here. Oh. Uh-oh. Did I not save it? Well, this is a shame. I had that already. Well, I had the Rhett and Link. And now I'm forced to be screwed here. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Damn it. Did you say Harry uses charcoal? Alan writing in. Oh, what charcoal? Yeah, he uses Kingsford charcoal, Harry. Absolutely. All right, here's Steve Hayes. Greg, we are in the midst of a storm season, and Operation Barbecue Relief has already responded to Alabama, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan. Folks, in case you didn't see the news today, Texas got hammered with tornadoes. And now Texas, from today's storm in 2012 so far, we got to get the word out more about Operation Barbecue. I know you had Jeff on after Joplin. I would highly recommend bringing him back on to talk about Operation Barbecue Relief on your next week's show. Stan, I will do whatever I can to absolutely make that happen. You can check Operation Barbecue Relief out on Facebook if you want. And I don't want to give that cell phone number out because it looks like it might be a personal number. But if you've ever thought that you want to possibly contribute to an organization, or you have some discretionary funds that you would be able to donate out, then I would suggest doing that. Operation Barbecue Relief is doing fantastic things when it comes to helping people out in really what is a terrible tragedy that is bestowed upon them by Mother Nature. So I actually did try to hook up with Jeff tonight, but it just didn't work out. All right, let me see here. I'm going to try this again in regards to the barbecue song. But I don't think this is going to be nearly as bad on the buffer. Oh, the stupid... When did...
Get the 20-piece McNuggets.
Yeah. Get the 20-piece McNugget. Get the hot chick. Don't worry about it. Here we go. It's the barbecue song. One of my favorite songs ever. If you've heard about it, I apologize.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
In the mountains of Tennessee, they like the smoky sauce. But over there in old Memphis, a dry rub ribs balls.
The folks down in Georgia, they can't make up their mind. You can give it to them sweet or spicy, and they'll say that tastes all right.
And you might think the South Carolinians are just a little bit off. Would you believe their barbecue's yellow with a mustard sauce?
Pork shoulder is the cut of choice in Mississippi, and they pride themselves on barbecue that's totally vinegary.
In Louisiana, them Cajuns, they like to spice it up. They like to spice it up. This is our review of barbecue in the southern United States. And when my life is through, bury me in barbecue, but make sure it's vinegar based, cause you know that slows decay. And it's a style from our home state of North Carolina.
That's a fancy name for sheep. And in the rest of the state, sliced pork butt is what they eat.
Arkansas's kind of like Georgia, a barbecue melting pot. And when you ain't looking, them good old boys will make that barbecue hot.
Alabama's got the strangest thing I've seen in my barbecue days. Cause their barbecue sauce is white, made out of mayonnaise.
And down in Texas, where the longhorn steer roam free, they love to smoke their brisket, that's a big old slab of beef.
And down in Florida,
is Florida a southern state?
No.
This is our review of barbecue in the southern United States.
not a verb. And barbecue is not a grill. Barbecue is meat, prepared in a very special way, which varies depending on where you go. That was our review of barbecue.
Absolutely love that song. I apologize. Allow me to indulge, if you will. All right. God. Man, I really need to hire an intern. No, not for that. Not for that, creeps. All right. We will be coming back with the final round of Survey Tuesday questions. We'll wrap up the show. Your calls, if necessary. But first, let me talk to you a little bit about bringing your barbecue to the next level with a Barbecue Institute class. Pitmaster Conrad Teddy Bear Haskin uses his years of catering and restaurant experience combined with food science and smoking secrets to help you understand how to improve your barbecue. Backyard barbecuers and those folks who want to open businesses drive and fly in from all over the world for the Institute's small, friendly, informative classes. The Barbecue Institute has a full schedule of classes in Texas this spring and summer, covering everything from a short fajita class to an all-day class on how to smoke the classics like brisket, pork, ribs, and chicken. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you ever dream of owning your own barbecue business? One of the most popular classes at the Barbecue Institute is the Commercial Barbecue class. Learn from Conrad's years of experience owning a restaurant and catering company how to produce a product that your customers will become addicted to. Nothing is as expensive as failing in a commercial venture, and this class has helped students start successful barbecue operations all over the country and the world. Now, having owned too many cookers of every shape and size, and all three major brands of commercial pits, Conrad is finally having his dream classic Texas offset smoker built. It's based on his current Gator, but has all the features he's always wanted in a pit. And this summer, Conrad is going to be taking that new Gator pit smoker on a coast-to-coast teaching tour. It will kick off in Prosser, Washington on June 2nd and will culminate with a trip to Riverhead, New York on August 3rd. Check the Barbecue Institute website for details, including the locations of the stops Conrad will be making in between these two locations as they are announced. We're not teaching classes on the weekends. Conrad is conducting private classes and corporate events from coast to coast during the week to make your next off-site event really memorable. Have a Barbecue Institute off-site party. Show your employees you care with the very best barbecue money can buy. They will be talking about it for years to come, and you will also, most importantly, conserve or reduce employee turnover, especially the key ones. The employees that suck, get rid of them. But keep the ones that you like. For details on all the Barbecue Institute classes, you visit bbqinstitute.com. That's bbqinstitute.com. You can also check out their Facebook fan page and the latest news and pictures. That's bbqinstitute.com. We're going to come and wrap up this show here in just a few minutes. You are listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show right here on the Barbecue Central Radio Networks.
Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, coming up on 5 minutes till the top of the hour, 55 past 10 o'clock. Favorite barbecue meat? Of the 4 traditional categories, who is your favorite TV chef and what is your guilty pleasure? All right, looking back, we had Harry Sue in the first hour. Again, one 18.5-inch Weber Smoky Mountain cooker. Wow. 1 bag of charcoal. And then 1 sheet of chicken, ribs, brisket, and pork butt. A minimalist as far as footprint is concerned, as he said on any number of occasions. Won the American Throwdown, or the American Country Music Throwdown and had a great recap there. So congratulations to Harry. Having a great year. Would be surprised on all accounts if he didn't end up grabbing at least 2 more Grand Championships, earning him to that automatic jack bid that he has been so desperately trying to get down to. And as he said, look, if you've never been down there, how would you know? Point taken. I still don't see the mystique in the jack myself as far as being a competitor and wanting to go win. Again, I maintain that I would rather win the American Royal Invitational. But what do I know? I don't even compete, so I should shut up. Also, we had Clint Cantwell, who was a big fat liar, and he said that there was going to be hickory propane and then came clean and said there wasn't. So I bought into that, and I apologize. But then also said that actually could be something that actually happens. So we'll have to see about that. Then we talked with Brent Richardson of the Slabs of Approval. He is the pitmaster of that outfit, Slabs of Approval. So thanks to all the guests tonight. All right, we are going to make way for me and replay on Outdoor Cooking Channel, and then this show and replays on Barbecue Central Radio Network. 877-448-0433. That's the number to call. Greg at the BBQ Central Show is the email address in case you want to get in touch with this show next week, because we are already locked and loaded. Coming up right after me will be the replay of last week's show, and then the show will be up in podcast fashion either by midnight or by 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So tell your friends, hit up the website if you need to. Again, thanks to my guests, Harry Sue from Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue winning the Las Vegas event. Smoke on the Water production, $10,000 takes Grand Champion. He pocketed $14K in total, leaving out. Clint Cantwell, Smoke in the Eye Barbecue. Grilling.com's editor. Also, Brent Richardson of Slabs of Approval. You can find him on Facebook, facebook.com/Slabs of Approval. Let me remind you to control the rusty grill grate population. As your cast iron in the raw state is cooling down after use, hit it with a little bit of Pam, a little bit of Crisco, let that bake back in, and it will maintain a rust-free service for years to come. Also, September 11th, 2001, I will never forget. Till next Tuesday, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.